Alright, well, I'm gonna go for it. Hi, go pee. Oh, I'm pretty darn tired. I don't have my hat on, but today, wow, hard day, but I know I'll get better. My massage yesterday was unbelievable, and I think it just moved so much around in my body that needed to be moved. But one of the consequences was I'm pooping, which is really weird. And it's kind of a green bile poop that's coming out and it's coming out the back. Like, it shouldn't because everything's supposed to be sealed off back there, but it is. It's making its way through a hole somehow. And it's not like a feces or anything, but it's yellow, green grossness. But I'd rather have that grossness come out of me than stay in me. So that's a happy thing. Um, again, I think this is because they gently massaged my whole body, and so a lot of things just loosened up, and just like toxic stuff wants to get out. So, so that plus she stretched my pelvis quite a bit, or we did together, and in the process, I think I hurt my right hip. And so, like this morning, I couldn't really move it at all, and I've been popping Tylenol. That pain is way worse than any of the like abdominal pain, and so I've been on target with the pain medicine, Tylenol mostly, trying to like make it go down so I can be productive. I only did one thing today, which is call the bank. I really hope to do a lot more. And it frustrates me when I have such great aspirations to get things done and then my body gets in the way. And it's like I was telling Lana, I almost feel like sometimes the adversary doesn't want me to finish my trust. And I mean, the trust itself is done, but getting everything connected properly is not. And there's a document that is really hard to get from your power of attorney only, and it's basically a document that says when I die, to transfer all of my funds to the trust. And if I don't have that, the bank, I guess, just doesn't listen to anyone else, and even the power of attorney. So um, Becca, who's experienced in this, is like, just go take care of it now. And unfortunately, we're going to do a phone interview tomorrow at 11 with the office that's in Jackson. I may have to go into Jackson, Wyoming to the office in person, which would be really hard on my body, but I got to do it. So, anyways, that's the financial side. Um, Really good news. Christine sent me some Marco Polos, and when she went over today to um, work on my yard, which she graciously agreed to do, um, Christine, you've been so amazing. Thank you. But Anna Roberts was already there with her husband and a neighbor, and they were picking up my yard and weeding, and they did the lawnmower, and I guess the cleaners had already been there. The house was spick and span, and so yeah, this thing's ready to sell, minus the carpet. So tomorrow, the carpet, and hopefully we find a substitute that works, because it can be installed in a day or two. And if we do that, then this thing goes to market this week, which would be so amazing. And again, I believe God is in all this, you know. So, um, when I have down days and suddenly things just show up in my favor, I know God is with me. And yesterday, having Cheryl show up randomly, a member of the ward, and then this thing today, just, these are miracles for me because I can't do it. I cannot do it alone, and I don't have any other. I've tapped my family out. You guys have been amazing, and there's still more to come. I mean, if I can't sell this thing furnished, then and I have a pretty good idea now. Thank you everybody where I want to give things. But if I can't sell the rest of it as part of the house, then we have another big burden, which is to either store or sell or give away all of my stuff, and probably a combination of all three. So that's no fun, and I probably will require help from the family to get that done. It's just it's just too bad, like the timing of everything. Like I just wish my health were stronger right now. It's just hard to know, like the challenge of when is your body really going to break down. And I think I've done pretty good in timing things, but you know, you just don't know. And I mean, I'll say that the good news from the body point of view, like I keep on saying, like I used to feel 2D, now I feel 3D. It's like blood is flowing now, and I am detoxing, and I mean it goes back and forth, so who knows? But right now, like it's going toward health, is what I'm trying to say. You can kind of see like my hands have really good circulation right now. Um, Sweet Lana got me grapes and plums and this cranberry juice that I swear by because it just cleans me out. And once I pee, then any excess poo comes out too. However it needs to come out, it comes out. Through the back or through my ostomy, it comes out. So I'm moving as long as I'm drinking that cranberry juice, and that's good. Yes, anxiety. Yes, I don't like managing the pain, and nothing seems to like work surefire. It's like constantly changing stuff. So that's no good. The pain thing is still not pain and food on the physical front. Still not really totally solved, but we're making it. And I just can't believe Lana. She pulls these long days driving and shopping, and then she's still present and taking care of me. And David checking in all day today, which is really hard to do when he works full time, and yet he does it. And so, anyways, 2 days from now we have the big birthday. Today's the 10th, right? So yeah, the Thursday, the 12th, is the big birthday. 4 children have their birthday at once. And then the day after, Michael comes home. So it's exciting. I'm really excited. My topic today, the tip today, is on leadership. And, you know, I don't know leadership and vision. I think that I haven't fully expanded in this area, but I have grown. And so I'll share 3 books that have really impacted me in work. And work's been an important part of my life. I mean, it's how I've made money, and it's how I've grown as a person by and large during the last 10 years. Just managing, negotiating really tough situations at work where, either people don't like me, or I make a mistake, or somebody makes sure I make a mistake, just icky stuff. So, through all of that, I've been blessed with some insight. And it started with Carol Tuttle's book, It's Just My Nature. where she describes human nature in four broad categories. And when I first shared this with my family, everybody laughed. But I think over time, they've started to see that there's something here. It's probably the most comprehensive and simple temperament system of all of them. There are several, and my advice is just pick one and get really good at it. Because if you don't like this one, find another. But the point of these systems is they help you appreciate people's differences and know what is a temperamental difference, personality difference, versus a behavior problem. And you need that discernment, because if you treat everything as a behavior problem when it's really just the way that they get things done in the world, you're going to create a lot of conflict. And I've seen that it work over and over again. But if you understand that that's how they are negotiating their world, because that's the tool set they have and that's their default, and that's the best they can do, you have a lot more patience, understanding, empathy, and you can deal with it way better. That's number one, is the temperament. But you add to it number two, which is energy leadership. And that's another book by Bruce Schneider. And Bruce Schneider is a really interesting guy. More of a Buddhist type approach, I would say. But what he has put together is a chart that shows you that people elevate, and they go up and they go down in different areas of their life. In some areas of our life, we are super responsible, and we take charge, and we get it done, and we don't take excuses, and we move forward. In other parts of our lives, we sit down on the curb and cry, and we're total victims. And sometimes that victim energy takes us down to apathy, which is the worst. Apathy is not caring at all. But there's sort of a sequence of emotions that we go through. It starts with apathy, and then it moves up to anger. When you're pissed off that something is the way that it is, that anger indicates to you that something is wrong. And then after anger, you figure out, okay, what can I do? Because there's a lot I don't have control over, but what do I have control over? And when you start to take responsibility for those things and drop the rest, which can be hard, you start moving up in vibration. And as you move up in vibration, your relationships are better. So if you combine your understanding of how people move in the world with where they are at energetically, you're even better suited to serve them, because you know exactly where they're coming from, and you know how to coach them and what to say and what not to say. It's really good. And then the third book is Multipliers. What's her name? I'm forgetting her name right now, but it's basically how to be a manager that brings out the best in her team. And Multipliers says basically, look for the good. And when you look for the good and say to people to their eyes, especially, like, connect with their eyes and say, that was excellent work, you did a really good job, and capture those moments, that will help them reprogram where they have childhood patterns or trauma that has caused them to believe less than desirable things about themselves. And if you can do all three of those things, assess somebody's movement or temperament, their energetic position on a particular topic, and then find ways to elevate them, you will be a great leader. And people will want to follow you, and they will trust you. And it takes time. And some people who lead in different ways won't like it. But to my knowledge, this way of leading is like the closest thing to servant leadership, because you're really tapping into somebody's spiritual potential, and you're not giving in to their excuses or your excuses. You're leaving the way open for an honest relationship, and you are telling the truth. And that's something Christine reminded me of recently, that telling the truth really does set you free for relationships and for personal growth. There's a series of books other than those three that I posted a long time ago on my personal website, and um, you can refer to those if you like. It's the website linked from my LinkedIn, I think. But those are the big three. I've returned back to them, and they've shaped the way that I've handled tricky situations over and over again. It took me 10 years to kind of put all the pieces together, but once I did, it was a huge help. So, um, almost done. My wish for the future is that I'll never have pain again. And I was telling somebody that one of the two big reasons why I'm not afraid of death. One, because I'll rest and I won't have pain. And two, because I know I've done everything I needed to do in this life. And sure, God can give me more time, and I wouldn't mind as long as it was pain-free. Because if it's full of pain, quality of life, I'd rather pass through the veil and start working for God in other ways. So I love the thought of working for Him, and I think even now in my bedridden today, I am working for Him, and I stand for living a happy life as best you can, even on the hard days. So I love you. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.